Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Consult a Blind Guy. Today we're going to do 10 problems that is common to the blind and visually impaired. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos and more. If you're a subscriber, thanks for coming back. Hope you like this episode. Let's get to it.
Disappointed by reality, time to come back, start something new, build up yourself, it's all to you. Stay strong no matter what they say, you keep getting better every day. Hold your head up, never gonna stop, fears and proud, stand up and shout. Stand my ground.
Hey everyone, in today's episode we're going to cover 10 problems that are common for the blind and visually impaired. Number 1. What's the deal with the unisex bathroom signs? Notice that some of them are uplifted for tactile, some of them are braille, some of them aren't. And then when you go and you feel the sign, you have the female that's got the triangle to it to simulate a dress, and then you got the guy that's just a straight little stick dude. If it's unisex, why not just leave it at bathroom and have it marked in tactile letters as well as braille, instead of just putting bathroom with the tactile male and female symbol? It would be a lot more sense in my opinion. Number 2. What is the deal with bathroom size? You ever notice how some of these bathrooms, they got these nice little thin hallways, and then you go into this big old bathroom? You've got enough room in there, you could have line dances and still have enough room to walk through as everybody's in there having a good old time. I understand that you need it to be a nice size for a fair amount of people to be in there, but it seems like you could utilize it a little bit better and make it a little bit easier for those who are visually impaired or handicapped to be able to understand the floor layout, as well as have a hallway big enough to support multiple people passing through, rather than having them narrow in a bottleneck type situation going into a big bathroom. Just saying. Number 3. Starting a roll of toilet paper. Notice some rolls, they have a nice little flap with the glue on it so you know where the roll starts. Then you have some other rolls where they don't per se have a flap to where you know right off the bat this is where you started at. So you sit there and you put your hands around it forever trying to feel one, and you can't find one, so you end up ripping your own start to find out there's another start at a different spot. But you don't know this because they don't have the little flap at the beginning to be able to go, okay, this is where you roll out from. Small text in writing. Number 4. Why is this an issue? For visually impaired people, small is not good. The bigger the better. And in a lot of cases, if they're blind, you're not going to see it at all, in which case it needs to be tactile, or it needs to be braille, or it needs to be read to them. In the case of the visually impaired person that may have limited sight, small is not good. Bigger is better. And as I says, braille would be even better, because a lot of people do know it, and then there's a lot of people who don't know it. It all depends on the different level of visual impairment, but small text and writing is not easy for us. That's the whole purpose of us using magnifiers and OCR readers and all the other good technology that's coming out to assist us these days. Number 5. Accessibility devices and apps that require internet and Wi-Fi in order to work. Why do I say this? As I've mentioned in another video before about the idea of the Amazon microwave oven, for example. It's voice activated, but you have to use the Amazon Echo, which uses Alexa. And in order to use Alexa, you have to have an Amazon account in order to have her really do a lot of her different things. And then you have to have internet and Wi-Fi. And not every visually impaired person or blind person or disabled person for that matter has accessibility to have internet or Wi-Fi, especially if they live in a rural area. Why is it so hard to make said devices, like that microwave oven, just streamlined, straight voice activated? You have the device right there that goes to it, that speaks to it. So if the microwave oven can listen to a device to be told what to do, why can you not just make it so we could talk to it instead of having to have the extra needed bull crap to go along with it to make it more expensive and harder to operate? Just my observation. Or how about, for instance, the excessive cost and the need for extra devices and apps to operate things as well. You know, Envision, good app. From what I have managed to gather from reading more about it and what they're improving on it already, it seems like an alright app. It's pretty much the only one available on Android that's actually worth using. Now they have the Envision glasses, which is Google Glass paired with Envision. And unfortunately, these are only available for those who have glasses to a certain degree. After that, they are no longer suitable to wear with glasses, and then you have to use the regular Google Glass with non-prescription lenses. Unfortunately, they're expensive, which is the sixth problem. Expensive. Why is everything, even the smallest little thing that seems like it should only be like $2-3 is like $15, $20, $30? Why? It's just a little itty bitty device. It shouldn't cost an arm and a leg for everything for the blind and visually impaired. We're not made of money. Most of us are on disability. And they're not going to provide it, nor are they going to give an allotted amount of money extra every month to afford said devices. So why can't these companies have a program to assist us to afford these programs when we know that they're going to profit in the long run anyway? Number 7 is silverware markings. My cousin brought this one to my attention because apparently I have not yet had this issue, but when you go to use your silverware, spoon or fork, and for his example was to use a spoon to get peanut butter or jelly out of the jar rather than using a knife. Makes it a little bit easier for the VIP. Okay, understandable, do it myself. The problem is when you, as a blind person, stick the utensil into it and then go to put it onto your bread and find out that you had used it on the wrong side. Rather than scooping up anything, you had it resting on the back of the spoon and you didn't get nothing. He would like to see a marker of some sort to designate top and bottom of utensils so it's easier to know whether or not your spoon or fork is pointed up or down. Number 8. When your phone shut off in the middle of a phone call or even just sitting on the table without any kind of a notification, whether it's a vibration or a tone of any type. Why is it that these technologies have built-in notifications for these type of things, but 9 chances out of 10 do not work? The little thing might pop up on the screen per se to tell you that, hey, your battery is low or you're low on signal, but when you're in mid phone call and you have it up to your head, you can't see any kind of notification, though it will vibrate or do a tone or whatever for Facebook or everything else, but very rarely will it tell you you're low on signal or you're low on battery. And then it dies, just mysteriously, sometimes out of the blue while you're on the phone call. That's an annoyance because you don't know that it hung up or if it died or what it did. So then you've got to fiddle with your phone to figure out which did it do. Did it die? Did it just hang up? Did you lose service? What happened? Another good one from my cousin is, what's with the "you must be this tall to ride this ride" signs? How tall is this tall? As visually impaired or blind people, it's not like we can see these markers on whatever billboard or cardboard cutout or whatever the hell it is that you're trying to tell us we must be this tall in order to ride a ride. Yeah, if we have a cane, can you not tell that means we're visually impaired? That means you need to tell us either you're tall enough or you're not tall enough. Just spit it out already. Alright guys, I hope you liked this episode of Consult the Blind Guy. Thanks again for watching. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos and more from this channel. If you're a subscriber, thanks again for coming back. Please don't forget to check the description below for links to my other channels that I manage, as well as my merch line and channels I recommend for other VIPs, as well as content creators. Thanks again for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.